then to me, obviously for your health, but really for your business too. I think you want to be proactive about getting them tested and seeing what's going on
Yeah.
because, sometimes it's as simple as it's just stress. Like a lot of us who have been under high stress have probably skipped a cycle before. We know what that's like, but sometimes it's underlying inflammation, hormonal dysfunction, gut problems. And like, gosh, as entrepreneurs, how often are we told to trust our gut? You can't do it if your gut's all messed up and
Yeah.
screwing with your hormones and your brain and everything else. So, and you experience some of that testing with me that you can kind of get this look that you don't get in just a traditional physical of, okay, well, what's really going on deep down? Like, how is my body burning through nutrients? What's going on with my gut? Is there inflammation? Do I need to check out my hormones? And with my clients, we talk about it in terms of business budgeting. Like, okay, well, we build out our business plan for the year, our business budget for the year. We're also budgeting for health costs in there because that's part of our business. And that's just a slightly different way of looking at it. I think for a lot of us who are here in the States, we've grown up in this system of, oh, well, if insurance doesn't cover it, I can't do it. But the
Yeah.
reality is these things are actually can be pretty affordable, especially if you're budgeting for it a year at a time, right? Like a $300 fee for the course of the year. That's something that we can work into our budgets if we know it's going to give us an ROI, not just in our personal happiness and health, but in our business as well.
Yeah.
And really that's when I work with these 6-figure, 7-figure entrepreneurs, that's something that they understand is that, okay, when I'm firing on all cylinders, when my hormones are doing well, when my gut is healthy, like I show up so much better in my business and my personal life for myself that automatically they know that their income is going to be higher. They know that their growth is going to be better. So it's just shifting it out of this bucket by itself of health and understanding how it's intertwined with all these other aspects of our businesses and our life.
Yeah. And I think it's something too that as you're starting to grow, whatever level you guys are at, I know I have a lot of e-commerce professionals on here. And let me tell you, I think that this method is so important for you guys because you have your hands in so many more things, right? Whether you're the makers of the products, whether you're, having to coordinate with distributors and all these things, there's a lot more kind of up in the air. But something I've realized, especially in the marketing for my clients, for myself, is when you can hand things off or you can be taught how to do things better. It is so much like the relief that you feel, right? Like you take this deep breath is so phenomenal for you and your business. And I think this is something that needs to be taught to everyone because as you grow into it and as you take care of yourself, things just get easier to do. And something I obviously learned a lot from you, Dr. Laura, but even just like research wise, is like our cortisol levels in like Americans are a lot higher than any other country, right? Because of our worker bee mentality or like what we've been taught to do. And it really affects women the older we get. So like after I just turned 26 in January, I can see the shift, right? Even more so in my metabolism, but just like in my energy levels and how, I feel in general. So focusing on your health, even though it's hard, right, to put yourself first, I think is what puts your clients or your business first as well. So Dr. Laura, what's kind of the first thing that people should do who are listening to even get started with this? Like maybe they can go to you for free resources, but what's kind of the first step that they need to do?
Yeah, I actually think even before getting the resources, first step is to like step back and take a minute. And I want you to evaluate your current relationship with health and your body. Because what I find for a lot of us entrepreneurs, especially if you're in the early stages, but really also if you're scaling and things like that, it is so easy to put all of that on the back burner because you have 10,000 different roles in your business, at home, and as long as you're feeling okay, you're like, you know what, I'm not even going to worry about it. That's like one more thing that I can't handle. But what I want to challenge you to think about is it will catch up with all of us, right? So if we can start by just allowing health to come into our thoughts, like, okay, I'm feeling okay, but also I don't want to wake up every morning and say, I just strive to be okay today. Like, I just want to feel mediocre. Like, none of us say that. Like, we want to feel good. We want to
Yeah.
look good, and that's okay. Um, and health is such a big part of that. And even for your business, if you're, like something I hear all the time is, I'm just in this really stressful phase with my business. As soon as I'm out of it, I'll have time for that. And the reality is it never works that way because there's always going to be another stressor. There's always going to be another big thing, especially when you're running your own business. So I like to talk with people in terms of the word priority when it comes to their health, because I hear women say a lot, here are my priorities, plural. But the reality is the essence of the word priority is singular.